Welcome to the most emotionally charged full moon of the year, the full moon in Scorpio. Unlike the lighter, airier moons that breeze through our lives, this one cuts deep. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth. That means this moon doesn't just illuminate, it penetrates. It brings buried emotions to the surface and peels back the layers of our psyche to reveal the raw truth. This lunar event isn't here to offer comfort. It's here to push you towards soul-level awakening. You might feel emotionally overwhelmed or even spiritually disoriented, and that's exactly the point. This moon is a sacred rite of passage, guiding you to let go of old versions of yourself so that something more powerful can emerge. The Scorpio full moon invites you to step into the fire of self-discovery, not to burn, but to be purified. It opens the door for deep spiritual release, profound emotional healing, and a transformative leap in consciousness. This moon isn't superficial. It demands truth, surrender, and the courage to confront what we often hide from ourselves. Scorpio is the sign of the alchemist, and during this moon, you're the subject of the alchemy. Expect intense dreams, emotional breakthroughs, and inner revelations. This is your invitation to shed the emotional armor and awaken a deeper sense of purpose. Take a moment and affirm in the comments, "I am ready to release what holds me back." If you're ready to dive deep into the transformative magic of this Scorpio moon, make sure to hit subscribe, drop your thoughts below, and join this powerful spiritual community. Emotional intensity peaks. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, deeply emotional, fiercely protective, and often misunderstood. When the full moon shines through this sign, emotional energy doesn't just ripple, it surges. You might feel like you're standing in the middle of an emotional storm, with memories from the past rising like waves you can't ignore. These emotional eruptions aren't random, they're sacred invitations. They come to help you process unresolved feelings, confront buried traumas, and move through the emotional fog you've been living under. Whether it's anger, sadness, longing, or grief, the Scorpio moon wants you to feel it all, not to punish you, but to liberate you from the chains of emotional suppression. Every tear is a baptism. Every triggered emotion is a signal that your soul is purging the pain it no longer needs to carry. This is the perfect time to pause and engage with your inner world. Create sacred space for emotional expression, whether that's through journaling raw, unfiltered thoughts, practicing breath work, or simply sitting in silent reflection. Avoid numbing your emotions or pushing them away. Scorpio energy doesn't allow spiritual bypassing. It wants authenticity. The emotions that rise now are gateways to clarity and peace. Let yourself unravel. Let yourself feel deeply and without judgment. What you resist will persist, but what you feel you can finally heal. Emotional intensity isn't a breakdown, it's a spiritual detox. So give yourself permission to cry, scream, rest, or pray, and know that the emotional chaos is making room for something sacred and new. Secrets and hidden truths revealed. Under this Scorpio full moon, the unseen comes into view. This is the moon of revelations, a time when hidden truths, suppressed memories, and long-held secrets begin to surface. Whether these truths are personal, relational, or even global, they are impossible to ignore under the penetrating light of Scorpio. You may discover things about yourself that you were unaware of, toxic patterns, unconscious fears, or deep desires you've buried. Likewise, others may reveal confessions or long-held emotions. While it can be unsettling, the Scorpio moon does not reveal to shame, it reveals to heal. These truths are keys to your liberation. The things you've been avoiding or denying are now standing at the door of your consciousness, asking to be seen. And once seen, they lose their power to control you. This is a time for radical honesty, not just with others, but most importantly with yourself. Where have you been hiding behind a mask? What aspects of your life are out of alignment with your truth? You may feel vulnerable or even betrayed by what's revealed, but clarity is a gift, even when it hurts. Embrace the discomfort, because it's directing you toward authenticity. Scorpio energy doesn't play small. It calls us to rise in our truth, no matter how raw or messy it might be. Truth is not always beautiful, but it is always freeing. Let this full moon show you what's been blocking your light. What comes into the open now may be the very thing that finally sets you free. Death, rebirth, and transformation. Scorpio is the zodiac sign of death and rebirth, but this doesn't mean physical death. It represents the symbolic deaths that are necessary for spiritual evolution. Under this full moon, you're being asked to surrender to a process of deep transformation. This could mean letting go of toxic relationships, outdated beliefs, unhealthy attachments, or old versions of yourself that no longer serve your growth. It may feel like parts of your identity are crumbling, and that's okay. Sometimes, the most powerful breakthroughs are born from complete breakdowns. You are being guided through a sacred death so your rebirth can be pure, aligned, and soul-empowered. What must end now is simply what can't go with you into the next chapter of your destiny. This is the perfect time to create a ritual of release. Write down everything you're ready to release: fear, self-doubt, comparison, emotional pain, and burn it under the light of the moon. Say goodbye to the patterns that keep you stuck. Transformation requires courage, but remember, you are not losing anything essential. You are shedding skin. You are emerging stronger. The pain you're feeling isn't punishment, it's purification. Let yourself grieve the old and then celebrate the new. This full moon marks the death of your limitations and the birth of your freedom. You are not who you were yesterday, and that's the magic of Scorpio. Empowerment through shadow work. This full moon is your invitation to journey inward and meet the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Shadow work isn't easy, but it's necessary for authentic empowerment. The shadow represents the aspects of ourselves that we deny, repress, or project onto others: our fears, insecurities, traumas, judgments, and hidden desires. Scorpio energy demands you stop running and turn around to face them. The question is not, do I have a shadow? But rather, am I willing to meet it with compassion? Under this moon, you are being called to embrace your whole self, not just the parts that are polished and acceptable, but also the parts that are wounded, scared, or ashamed. Healing begins when denial ends. Ask yourself, what am I afraid to see in myself? Where do I blame others for what I haven't faced within? These are not easy questions, but they are transformational. When you stop disowning parts of yourself, you stop giving them power over you. Integration of the shadow is how you reclaim your inner power. This is not about fixing yourself. It's about accepting yourself radically and fully. Scorpio wants you to remember that your shadow is not your enemy, it's your teacher. And the more you own your truth, the less anyone can use it against you. Step into the fullness of who you are, darkness and all, because that is where real empowerment lives. Heightened intuition and psychic awareness. Scorpio is the mystic of the zodiac, a sign deeply connected to the unseen realms, spiritual truth, and intuitive wisdom. During this full moon, your psychic senses are likely to become heightened. You may experience vivid dreams, unexpected synchronicities, and gut feelings that can't be explained by logic. Trust them. This is not imagination. This is your intuition coming online more powerfully than ever. Your soul is speaking through sensations, emotions, and signs. You are receiving downloads, whispers from your higher self, spirit guides, or ancestral wisdom. The veil between dimensions is thin right now, making it the ideal time to meditate, pull tarot or oracle cards, or explore your dreamscape. The universe is always speaking, but during this moon, its voice is amplified. Start a dream journal, track synchronicities, or simply ask for a sign and be open to how it appears. Scorpio's energy connects deeply with the subconscious mind, making it easier to uncover hidden truths and deeper meanings behind what's unfolding. If something feels off, trust that instinct. If an idea keeps coming back, it's not random, it's guidance. Don't second-guess yourself. You are far more intuitive than you realize, and this moon is here to awaken that power within. Let yourself receive, feel, and be led, because what's being revealed to you now is exactly what your soul needs to evolve. Relationship intensity and emotional boundaries. The Scorpio full moon casts a magnifying glass over your relationships, especially the ones that run deep. Emotions are intensified, passions may surge, and unresolved dynamics could rise to the surface. You may feel closer than ever to someone, Or you may realize that certain emotional ties have become more of a burden than a blessing. Scorpio energy craves depth, intimacy, and soul-level connection, but it also has a shadow side: jealousy, possessiveness, and control. Be mindful of how these themes are playing out in your interactions. Now is the time to ask, are my emotional needs being respected? Am I honoring my own boundaries and others? Healthy love doesn't demand control. It requires trust. During this moon, reflect on where you've given too much of yourself or where others have overstepped your emotional boundaries. It's okay to pull back, to reassess, or even to walk away from connections that no longer support your evolution. This moon helps you purge emotional toxicity and make space for more aligned, authentic relationships. Remember, Scorpio teaches that love without self-respect is not love, it's attachment. Reclaim your power, reinforce your energetic boundaries, and only invite in relationships that honor the depths of who you are. A portal for spiritual detox and soul liberation. This Scorpio full moon is more than just a phase. It's a portal. A cosmic opportunity to detox emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. The karmic cords, ancestral burdens, past life wounds, and emotional clutter you've been carrying, all of it is ready to be released. Scorpio opens the door for deep soul cleansing. This isn't about surface-level healing. This is about spiritual liberation. You are not meant to carry what isn't yours. You are not meant to suffer silently or drag the weight of other people's expectations, judgments, or pain. Let it all go. Let it dissolve under the purifying light of this moon. What you release now clears the path to your highest timeline. This is the sacred reset your soul has been waiting for. Speak the words aloud. I release the weight of what no longer belongs to me. Scorpio doesn't just want you to evolve, it wants you to rise. This moon is your chance to energetically cut ties with your past, clear the emotional debris from your field, and awaken to the full power of your spirit. Use this portal to set intentions rooted in truth, integrity, and divine alignment. Let this be your initiation into a freer, more powerful version of yourself. You are not just healing. You are stepping into the destiny your soul chose long before you were born.